Hey everyone, this is Mei Yu and welcome to Tutorial Thursday. Last week I showed you how to draw Harley Quinn as a cute anime girl step by step. Thank you for all your likes, comments, and shares. I really appreciate your support. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a hand, male versus female, step by step, and then I'll compare the differences. Since many of you have been asking for a hand tutorial, and also the majority voted for one on my previous male versus female how to draw body tutorial. If you want more advanced tutorials, you can see this. For easier anime and manga tutorials, you can see this playlist. And for my cute and easy Fun2draw tutorials, you can see this playlist. I hope my different art can help you expand your drawing skills and creativity in different ways. So this is a tutorial on how to draw hands easy with basic shapes in a semi-realistic style. Alright, so first I'm going to draw a female hand step by step. And what I want to do is start with a simple shape for the palm. So I'm starting with a curve like this, and then I want to make it into kind of like a roundish rectangle shape. Alright, so something like that to start. So this is going to be the palm. And then on top of this, I'm going to draw another area for the fingers. And it kind of looks like a rounded triangle shape. Alright, so something like that. I'm going to make this a little bit higher on the side. There we go. I know when I was starting to learn how to draw myself, hands were one of the most difficult things for me to draw. But I'm going to show you how to draw one step by step easily, so I hope this tutorial helps you. Okay, so we have the palm area and then a rough area for the fingers, which we'll get into later. Now, before I get into the fingers, I want to add a little oval shape, maybe right around here. And don't worry if your shapes are not like perfect or anything, it doesn't have to be. We just need some rough shapes to help us with the structure of the hand. Gonna erase some of these lines inside. Okay, once we have that, now I'm gonna go into the actual thumb part from this oval. So I'm going to draw a little curve for the skin that's attached towards the palm. And then now let's go up into the thumb. So I have this curve going up, and then I want to go out a little bit. And for this tutorial, I'm not going to draw every single little crease or line in the hand. I want to keep this more of a simplified hand, so more of you can follow along. A little bit deeper here. Okay, so once we have this part of the thumb, I want to go down at this angle and then curve into this part of the oval that we drew before. So it kind of looks like the spout of a teapot. Okay, so make sure this line goes into this base of the palm so it connects. And then I'm just going to draw a rough line to indicate where the wrist would begin on this side, and then let's just map out something very similar on the other side for the wrist. Let's make this a little bit wider on the side here. So for the female hand, I'm making the wrist quite slim looking. Now, of course, this is just a generalization. There could be female characters that you want to make who have tough looking wrists or wider wrists. It's up to you to play with the different proportions, but for this tutorial I'll just keep to a slim wrist for this design. Okay, so once we have the thumb area all done, let's get into the fingers. So right now we have this triangle part, and what I want to do is just divide this into the fingers by drawing lines like that. And I'm going to draw a line going down until I hit this part of the palm, and then I'll just keep repeating this. And it's okay, you can go over this shape. You can make this shape longer or wider if you want. It's just a guideline, and feel free to keep adjusting your shapes as you go along. Okay, so we have this line coming down, and then this finger. For this hand, I'll make her fingertips quite pointy for a feminine look. So you can go ahead and try that if you like, or if you want to experiment with different tips for the fingers for your characters, you can go ahead and try different shapes too. But for my character, I'll keep the fingertips like that. Then I'm just going to go down into this palm line and erase this side of the triangle shape. Okay, so we have the first finger. Let's go into the middle one. So let's draw it like that. So we have this line coming down here, and then I'm going to draw the next finger, which will be slightly shorter. And then we have the pinky, which will come up maybe right around here. And then I'll just draw it going down. And I'm not going to have the pinky fill in the entire shape because this is quite thick for the base of the pinky, so I'm just going to slim it down like that so the proportions work better. And then I'll just draw it going into the palm. And actually for this drawing, I want to have a slight bend. I'll erase this line so you can see it better. So there's going to be a slight bend right here. And then I want to go in just slightly. Okay, so we are almost done. We have all the major parts of the hand drawn. So I think by starting with the different basic shapes first and then working your way into the details, it will help you with drawing your own hands. And if you want to see other characters that I've drawn with different hand poses, you can see my other Fun2draw tutorials and other anime manga tutorials. Sometimes I have hands in them as well. And you can also check out my different Fun Friday videos where I draw my different human characters, because I draw hands in various different positions and poses. So I hope that helps you get a general idea of how you can handle different poses for hands. Okay, so we have this old one here. Let's get rid of most of it. I'm going to keep this curve because I think it's quite important to have that in the final design of the hand. Okay, so we have a very bare looking palm. I do want to simplify some of the creases that you're gonna find in a human palm with just a line going across. And of course it depends on what kind of look you want to give to your character. If you want this hand to be really detailed, then you can go ahead and draw more creases in here. But for this tutorial, I think I'll just leave it like this. So just something like that. And then maybe a little bit of a crease in the wrist for this area, for extra detail. Okay, so that's a simple way to draw a female hand step by step. And now I'm going to show you how to draw a male hand, and then we'll compare some differences. Okay, to start the male hand, basically I'm going to draw something similar. So let's start with a curve, and then let's make that into a round looking rectangle shape. Let's make this a little bit higher. So the basic form would be the same in terms of the structure and the shapes that we're going to draw. It's just how we handle them will be slightly different for the male hand. And of course, these are just basic generalizations. There are always going to be exceptions, which is good. But I'm going to draw the male hand and the female hand like this just to show you the difference, and then you guys can experiment with doing different things to your own characters. Okay, so we have this cool looking round rectangle type shape, and for the fingers, just like what we did with the female fingers, let's just go into a really summarized shape for the fingers. So I have this triangular shape, it's kind of round, on top of the palm area. Okay, once we have that, again with the oval, let's draw over here. I'll make it slightly bigger for the male hand because we have a slightly bigger area. Actually, I have a few more of these sharper corners, so this is not an exact oval. It's got a few little corners in here. Okay. Now once we have the shape all done, let's go into the actual thumb. So I'm going to draw this little curve, which is part of the skin that helps connect this area to the palm. So that just makes your hand look more realistic. Okay, I'm going to go up, and let's go up even more for the thumb. And then I'm going to change direction and go into the actual thumb print area right here. Let's make that a little bit longer. Now right away you can start to see some of the lines that I'm drawing for the male hand has more jagged edges and sharper corners than the female hand. Okay, so once we have the thumb, let's go into the actual fingers. Make this shape a little bit wider. Okay, now to divide this shape into the fingers, let's start with the first finger here, and I'll pick a spot right around here. I'm going into the tip of the finger, and then I want to go down until I hit this part of the palm. And then for the other side of the finger, I'll just go down into here. So you'll notice I'm not using the exact outlines of this shape. This shape is just a guideline for you to put in the fingers. So I'm going to draw the finger like this, going down and then into the side of the hand. And then I'll erase this extra line. Okay, so for this tutorial, I made the guy's fingertip not as sharp looking as the girl's. So this is quite blunt compared to the first hand I drew for the fingertips. Okay, once we have the first finger, let's go into the middle finger. Right here. I'm going to make this fingertip a little bit taller. Okay, then the next finger will be slightly shorter. And then the pinky will be the shortest. So again, I'm going to have a little slight curve in here, and then I'm going to go right into the palm. So I'm going to make this curve of the palm not as smooth as the female's hand. So it'll look a little bit more muscular in this area. Then I'll erase some extra lines so you guys can see the hand better. Follow me for more tutorials in the future, including more hands. Okay, let's get the wrist on this hand now. So I'm going to start with a line going down here. And then I'll start right around here at the base of the thumb and then just go down. So the male's wrist is slightly thicker than the female's for these drawings. I'll give him a little line here on the wrist and maybe another one. Okay, and now for the inside part in the palm, let's draw a few more lines to make this drawing more detailed. So I left this curve in the thumb base, and now for the palm area, I like to draw a line like this, maybe two little lines like that. There we go. Just around there, and maybe another line around here. And I'll make these lines a little bit more prominent too. Okay, so that is how you can draw one type of male hand step by step. And now by comparing these two drawings together, you can see that basically the structure is very much the same. It's just how we handle the lines. Like for example, this curve here in the thumb area. And the base of the thumb is quite smooth and curved. And here we have a little slightly jagged corner in this line. And the same thing with the tips of the fingers. For this drawing, I made these tips quite blunt and thicker looking compared to the tips in the female's hand, which are quite pointy and more feminine looking. And you can see in the thumb area too, the lines are generally more smooth compared to the male's thumb. But of course, these are just guidelines and there are always exceptions. Try to make up your own types of hands if you like. Okay, since I'm done drawing these hands, I'm going to ink them with my brush pen. So I'm going to start over here on the girl's hand. And I'll just finalize my drawing with the dark lines. I'll ink these in real time for you guys to see. Okay, so I'm done with the female, and now I'll move on into the male. Alright, I hope this tutorial helped you guys. Please let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. And thank you for supporting art and my Fun2draw channel with your likes, subscribes, and by sharing my Fun2draw videos with your friends and social media. I'll see you every week on Tutorial Thursday, and I have a new Fun Friday challenge for you coming up. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Learn how to draw and color more with my Fun2draw apps for Apple and Android, and my Fun2draw eBooks. They're like your own mobile art teacher. Links are in the video description. Keep fun at drawing.